Oh, g'day. Look, do you still read physical books, or have you moved across to using ebooks? I'd be interested to know. Look, while I still love physical books and I proudly display them in my house, in most rooms of my house, I found that migrating across to the digital platform has many advantages and has been very advantageous for me. Well, keep watching and I'll go through some advantages of this and some disadvantages that I see from going to the digital platform. Stick around. Hi, I'm Woof and this is my den. Okay, so we'll start off with the advantages. For me, the biggest advantage of going digital has been convenience. There are many ways to read an ebook. You can use a dedicated e-reader, you can use an app on your mobile phone, you can use laptop, tablet, if it's electronic and it's able to download an ebook, you can read it on there. So there's convenience. You can swap between the different platforms and read the same book. I started my digital journey, or my journey towards digital reading, with my Kobo e-ink reader. It was lighter, it's upside down, it was lighter and thinner than most books. And as you can see, I don't know if you can, I'll maybe put a picture, I've used it to death. I've worn out that button. And I actually preferred carrying it around than I did a normal book. So yeah, compare it to something that I would normally carry around. That can fit in your back pocket a lot easier than that. Look, I still treated it as a book though, and so there was places that I didn't take it. So I didn't take it shopping with my wife, I didn't take it to the barbers, I didn't take it to, sometimes I might have taken it to doctor's appointments. As soon as I started using my phone, I realised the convenience of having a library in my pocket which I could carry around. So now that I've got the smartphone, if I go shopping, it's in my pocket. If I go out, I've got it with me. And so if I'm sitting there waiting for my wife to reappear from the change room, waiting for my coffee to come, I can just whip out my e-reader, start reading from where I left off the night before, in bed, where I left off when I was sitting at the barbershop waiting for a haircut, all that type of thing. It's very convenient having that in your pocket and also having 100 books loaded on it. Another advantage of going digital or using ebooks is being able to manipulate the text size. I read an article the other day where a guy, he was using digital books, and then he decided, no, I've got to go back to paper. There's a few things, paper books that I want to read, and he ended up moving back to digital after reading paperbacks because he couldn't change the word size, he couldn't change the font size. So a minor advantage of going digital is the instant purchasing. For those of us who aren't too organised, look, if I'm reading a book in bed and it's from a series that I really like and I finished it, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, I want to keep going and I want to know what the next one is, I can just dial it up on my phone and have it downloaded within 5 minutes. I don't have to wait till the morning to go to the bookshop and pick it up. I don't have to wait if the book is have to be placed on order. I've got it, it's there, I've read it, it's done. Instant purchasing. Another one which I tend to disagree with, but a lot of people who say, hey, you got to go digital, it's environmentally safe. Well, I tend to disagree with that, but you'll see that coming up in the disadvantages. Okay, so we're going for disadvantages now. Let's have a look at some of the disadvantages that I see with going digital. First up, it's the initial cost. An e-reader, an iPhone, a smartphone, iPad, any type of tablet, computer, anything that uses the digital medium platform is an electronic device. I know, yes, but it costs money. You know, 300, 800, whatever iPads cost. So there's the initial outlay, which is exorbitant. I mean, I was able to get my Kobo. I was able to get my Kobo on sale when it first came out, and I'd been given some money to help with the purchasing. So initial cost is one big disadvantage of getting started. With dedicated digital readers like this one, you've got the e-ink screen, which is really good on your eye. It works the same way as a piece of paper, reflected sunlight. It doesn't shoot light at you like the LCD screens or the AMOLED screens, which cause a bit of eye strain. So that's another disadvantage. I don't subscribe to the view that going digital will actually help the environment. Some people say, hey, it'll save the trees. But look, with a book, you don't have to plug it in. Okay, with an e-reader, you have to plug it in. It's electronic. There's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be made, and the cost to the environment with the power, the producing of the equipment, I see as a disadvantage. Maybe in the long run, it may be environmentally friendly, but really the jury is still out on that one. Another disadvantage, I guess, would be nostalgia. I love the smell and the feel of a book, of a real book, and there's just that physical presence, the tactileness of knowing where you are up to in the book, which you don't get with an electronic reader. Now, when it comes to reading a book linear, like a novel, you pick it up, you start at one end, and you just keep going. E-readers are great for that. The disadvantage of using an e-reader for study, though, where you're jumping back and forth, you need various things open. It just means that they're not really good at multitasking, I've found anyway. So you'll need to have 2 or 3 different e-readers where you've got 2 or 3 different books open on it. So really, I really enjoy my study books rather than trying to do it on an iPad and a digital reader and a computer. There's also the disadvantage of trying to loan out an ebook. A lot of ebook publishers put digital right management or DRM on their ebooks, which means if I have read a book and I like it, I can't just give it to a mate. Firstly, he needs to have the correct reader. He needs to have my reader. There are options to do so with Kindle, I believe, or you could buy the book and gift it to someone. But with physical books, you can say, "Hey, mate, I think you'll enjoy this book. Here you go." Where it's very difficult to do on an e-reader. So finally, the big disadvantage that I see for ebooks is the transient nature of them. A lot of people don't realise, who own ebooks or purchase ebooks, is that they don't actually own the ebook. It's licensed to them. The publisher still owns it, and publishers have known to delete, withdraw, or even change content on ebooks. I discuss that more on my website in Let's Talk DRM, so the link is down below if you want to have a look at that further. The transient nature of ebooks. Okay, so that's it with my discussion of going digital. I've gone digital and I've enjoyed it, but it's up to you. Look, what I found it's a way up. It's a way up between convenience versus cost, transient versus permanent, and keeping versus sharing. Let me know what you think. Feel free to comment, hit a like. Comment if you've gone digital or you'll stay physical, and the advantages and disadvantages that you see of both situations. I'd really like to know books that you like to recommend. Feel free to comment that as well, because I'm always after a good book. So thanks for visiting this dusty corner of the internet. I'm Wolf. See ya.